What's going on, everybody? Once again, it's us, me, your boy A Dub, my main man Manny, and this is Club 50 Sports. We got a great show for you today. Manny, talk to the people.
Yes, man, we're here. Yes, we do have a great show. As today, for the first time in a long time, we're gonna talk about baseball, the fall classic. Two hopefully that two for me legendary teams in Major League history gonna face off. But first, we're gonna start off with what, Adam?
We're going to the National Football League. We had a rematch of last year's Super Bowl where we all know the Chiefs were crowned champions for a back to back championship. So, two times in a row, the 49ers were beaten once again by them. Kyle Shanahan seems not to be able to kind of get a grip on what Andy Reid is doing over there on the other sideline. What were your thoughts on the game? What happened?
Adam, if I was to tell our subscribers and everybody out there that Patrick Mahomes went 16 for 27, 154, and two picks.
It was a horrible game.
It was a horrible game. And you would tell me, you know what, Manny? The 49ers won. Well, guess what? It didn't happen. Because you know what, Adam? Brock Purdy happened. Mike Shanahan happened. These people, they don't have an answer for Andy Reid and Mahomes. They just don't. Purdy throws three picks yesterday, no touchdowns. Um, I'm really getting worried about the 49ers and their future because you're gonna have to eventually pay Brock Purdy his dues and his money. And right now, I don't think he's the answer. Um, in his last 21 games, Adam Brock Purdy is eight is well, sorry. In his first 21 games, Brock Purdy looked great. He's 21-3, Adam. Ever since then, it's been downhill. 6-6 as a starter. Yesterday he looked lost again. Don't get me wrong. Let's not get it twisted. He did lose his two wide receivers early in the game. I know that. I know that. But you have to find a way to win out of because Mahomes finds a way. Andy Reid finds a way. You as a coach, the Chiefs Adam play press man. They play press, not zone. Kyle Shanahan, you had 8 months to get your team ready for last night's matchup, and you did it. I don't know what happened. You wasn't ready. You're I don't know, Adam. Is it Kyle Shanahan or is it Brock Purdy? Where do you think that this problem lies, Adam?
Um, I don't think it's necessarily a Brock Purdy issue. I do think that if you go 2-11 on the money down, which is third down, you're likely going to lose the game.
Correct.
You're not going to have a lot of success um, going against the Kansas City Chiefs and not being able to convert and keep drives going. And 2 for 11 is about as bad as it gets. Um, on the Kansas City side, their third down efficiency, they were 8 for 14. Now, total yards, they outgained them by only 19 yards. So we weren't talking about anything crazy. Kansas City had 329 yards. The San Francisco 49ers had 310. Nothing to write home about. The Kansas City Chiefs actually had less passing yards than did the San Francisco 49ers. The San Francisco 49ers had 209 passing yards, and the Kansas City Chiefs had 145. The rushing yards, there was a skew there, 184. Of course, if you watched the game, you saw that little nifty run that Patrick Mahomes had along the sideline. I'm not sure how in the world they let that kid do that, but that's besides the point. But there's 184 to 101 when it comes to the rushing yardage. Yards per play, San Francisco actually had a higher average, 5.5 to 4.8. But once again, we leaned towards the turnovers. We had 3 turnovers for the San Francisco 49ers, and then we had 2 turnovers thrown by Patrick Mahomes. But what really is happening here is those critical downs. The one thing that you can really lean on when it comes to um, wins and losses, when it comes to this, is one, time of possession. That Kansas City had the ball 30 over 35 minutes. San Francisco had it for just under 25 minutes. That's a little bit too much time to allow Patrick Mahomes to maneuver, and they were just kind of like bleeding the clock on him. But where it falls is the offensive mind of Kyle Shanahan. My man, you have to be able to draw up plays to pick up third downs.
And
And
that's love.
that's the reason why you have the time of possession discrepancy, because you have a team that's staying on the field, going 8 for 14 on third downs and extending drives, and then you have another team who's going 2 for 11 and walking off the field. You can't have that, and that's losing football right there.
I'm 100% with you, Adam. I'm 100% with you. But it's like you said, Kyle Shanahan had, like I said earlier, he had 8 months to get ready for this one. You have to scheme your receivers open, Adam, just like Andy Reid does. Andy Reid does this every single Sunday. Like it's I don't know, man. I don't understand because I'm worried. Like when these players are not playing fully, when they're not fully there, McCaffrey, Ayu, Debo, Trent Williams, Brock Purdy is no good. He's mediocre. He's a mediocre quarterback. And eventually you're gonna have to find answers for this one. Because you're gonna have to play Brock Purdy, his money, and your roster is not gonna be the same. I think your window of opportunity for you to go again back to the Super Bowl, for me for this year, it has closed. Because IU is out for the year now. Debo might be out for a couple of more weeks. And McCaffrey, no one knows when he's gonna play again. I don't know. No one knows. I don't. So this is it. Like, are we gonna keep getting mediocre Brock Purdy like the rest of the season? Well, good luck. That ain't gonna make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, and I think that where we might be having a I guess a disagreement with regards to Brock Purdy is just the fact that, again, you kind of get reps with certain guys. So now you got second team guys who are coming in, guys who may not be as familiar with the playbook as
Right.
you know, the Brandon Ayuk's and the Debo Samuels and the Christian McCaffreys. Even though Jordan Mason has been playing, very well, exceptional. I mean, I can dare say, but at the end of the day, it's going to take a little bit of time for these other receivers and Brock Purdy to kind of get on the same page. But this is definitely not the team that was appeared in the Super Bowl last year. But that's football. Kansas City looks a lot different as well. Rashid Rice, no Isaiah Pacheco, but those guys on the other side, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, they find a way to get it done. And to your point, before you pay this kid, you have to understand. We saw what Patrick Mahomes was working with last year. This man was working with a bag of peanuts last year when it came to receivers. And still, nonetheless, when everybody was like, we don't think that the Kansas City Chiefs are even going to make the playoffs, because I don't know if you remember, but at one point last year, they looked really, really bad.
We said it here in this show.
They bounced back, and not only did they make the playoffs and then make the AFC Championship game and go to the Super Bowl, but actually won the Super Bowl against this very same team. So I get your point in that. Like, when it comes to paying a quarterback, is this going to be the guy? Because again, you pay a guy, he's saying, I'm the guy who can do it for you. I don't really need anybody else. I can make this happen. So we'll have to see with Brock Purdy, see if that's the case.
We're gonna find out soon because it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But again, this is Club 50, and we'll be right back.